Hey there, what do you say there, world? Welcome back to the Racers Recap. We've been off for a little bit, and obviously it's because I made some big life moves. A lot of things going on behind the scenes. Some I still can't talk about, but I can finally talk about my new job. I took a new radio job in Knoxville, Tennessee. That's why I got my Tennessee gear on. Always support the local teams. So I do appreciate the fact that you guys understand why I took off during the best episode of the season. Unfortunately, at some point I'll probably go back and do a recap just so the whole season is there. But right now I'm in a hotel. I have my pop-up green screen, so I just threw it behind me. Don't have my mic or my actual headset that I normally use, so things are a little different. Mama C is selling her house right now. She's got somebody coming over to check it out, so she can't join us tonight. So it's just me and you guys. Hope you don't mind. But anyway, let's have some fun. I thought this was an excellent episode. I like the challenges. I love my boy Donathan finally stepping up, getting into the drama a little bit. But let's get off what it started. The show it kicked off with Dominic playing again. Man, Dominic's got this kind of smooth yet not subtle way of playing the game at this point. He's been up and down throughout the whole season. I've liked him, but I just don't know. I don't know his full game strategy. It seems like he's been changing his strategy midway. So he starts strategically one way and then he changes and goes another way. But anyway, he was sitting there and he pretty much figured it out. He's like, okay, there's more votes than there was people, so somebody had a double vote. And then he kind of went down the lines and I know it's not, I know it's not Wendell. I know it's not me. I know it's not. And then he looked over at Kellen. He goes, it's got to be you, Kellen. And then of course, Kellen came clean. I give it to her. She could have just stayed harsh, but she came clean. And I think because she came clean, there's no way that Laurel can trust her, which will come back to bite her. Not bite her, but bite the whole female alliance when it comes time for tribal. It's tough to align with somebody literally the day or two after they cast 2 votes for you. So I don't envy Laurel's position. Laurel's in a tough position right now, and I think her only chance to really stay in the game is to kind of try to align or stay aligned with Dom and Wendell and ride that as far as she can. So I think she's kind of playing. I don't know. I wish they showed more of her gameplay so I can understand her strategy. But I like her. She's still in the middle of the pack for me. She's not at the top, but she's still kind of in the middle of the pack, hanging in there. So they go to the reward challenge, and they get burgers and ribs and all of this cakes, and everybody's so excited. And then Jeff tells them it's the family members week where they finally get to see their loved ones again, and everybody just breaks down. I love these episodes. It shows heart. It shows passion. It shows like connections and bonds with people that have at home. And obviously it led to some incredible Survivor moments throughout the seasons. I think the most notorious, actually, even just the most memorable one was, obviously Johnny Fairplay when he lied about his grandmother. So this definitely is an episode that people look forward to all season. And if you didn't tear up during this episode, you didn't at least tear up during this episode, you need to go and get your heart checked a little bit. You need to go out there and figure out why you don't feel compassion for others. No, but it was interesting. I always find it interesting to see what family members come, what family members actually make it out there, or which family members get invited. So for Wendell, he brought his dad, and you could see like there was nobody else that he wanted there. he wanted his pops there, and his dad and him. I mean, he's a junior, so anytime there's a junior senior relationship, I think those are a little more special than just a regular father son relationship. And you could see how much respect and love and admiration he has for his pop, and that made me like Wendell even more. Kind of rooting for him again. Obviously, he's one of the top three that I'm rooting for this season for sure. I think he did a great job. And then you get Kellen, whose brother came. Now, I always feel weird when brothers or sisters come. I'm like, you didn't want your mom, your dad, your grandma, your boyfriends, like a brother or a sister? Like, I love my brothers, but they would be so far down on the list of people that I would bring. I mean, obviously Diana would be number one first, hands down, not even close. And then my dad would be second, and I guess I would have to think who third on the list would even be. But I'd probably only put those two because those are the two that could really impact me mentally and emotionally in the game, and kind of bring me back to the place that I need to be to recharge for that final push. And I think that's key for Family Members Week, because it's coming down to the nitty gritty, and this is usually, well, this could be the time when people get that extra boost, that extra bit of energy to push through these final weeks. And some people's bonds and relationships, you could see, did that for them, and other people's, it was like cool, but I don't think it gave them that boost that they needed. So Kellen, let's see, Kellen's brother, they had a strong relationship, and you could see that, but I don't think that was enough to give her the boost there. Obviously, Donathan, he wanted his mom out there, or his grandmom, but obviously they couldn't come. But you could see the emotions running through him, and it definitely touched my heart a little bit. And I'm not sure that aunt relationship gave him enough of that boost. Somebody who definitely got the boost, though, was my boy Dominic. I mean, I didn't realize that they were together for 20 years. And when his wife was like, I talked to him every single day for the past 20 years, and I haven't been able to talk to him. So it's a very tough situation for her. She seemed mad. She was like, I love you and I hate you. And when she was talking to Jeff, it was like she was having some problems back at home, not having her man around. And I never really think about the people back at home, like worrying about them, because they're in their normal routine. They're home. They have, other loved ones around. But it seems like she was really, really feeling it by Dominic not being there. And I think that says a lot about Dominic and his character, that he's a dedicated family man, that his wife truly loves him, and I think that shows a lot about him. And it definitely made me like him a little bit more. Chelsea's little sister, that was cute. But I don't know if that was enough to give her the boost. Who else was there? Angela's daughter, obviously a mother-daughter relationship. There's nothing like that when you're a mom and you get to see your daughter. I mean, if I had a kid, definitely. I don't know where on the list they would be. Would it be Diana and then my kid, or would it be my kid and then Diana? I don't know, because I don't have a kid. So I guess it all depends on the age. But I mean, Diana would always be my number one. She's my teammate for life. So how you guys doing? A little thumbs up, a little like, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. This channel is mostly for the Amazing Race recaps, and if the rumors are true, all the Survivor fans are going to want to come join me this season, because Amazing Race versus Survivor versus Big Brother could be interesting if the rumors are true. We'll see. I do have some dirt on it, but I can't dish it. Sorry. Contractually obligated not to say anything at this point. All right, let's get back to this. Anyway, Angela's daughter was there, and there was a very cool bonding, a very cool moment when she explained that her family is the heroes, because she's been away from her family for 20 years of traveling, and not away, but she's been in the military, which kinds of pulled them away at months at a time. And it could be very draining on a family. So I always have a ton of respect for people who are in the military, especially people who stick it out for 20 years and more. Like my brother, who was a United States Marine for 20 years, tremendous amount of respect for our military. Regardless of your politics, you have to appreciate our military. Laurel's brother Frank, I think he was trying to play too tough. Like he was trying to play too tough guyish. Um, you could see he was holding back those tears, trying to be tough for her. I guess he's trying to be her rock. But it's okay to show an emotion, man. It's okay to show her that you love her. It's okay. All right, so let's move on back down to Sebastian's sister. It seemed like they have a great bonding moment, but it's so hard to tell Sebastian. His emotions are, I don't know. It's so hard to read him. Anyway, let's get to the reward challenge. The reward challenge was an obstacle course, and then tossing a sandbag. It's a typical Survivor challenge. Nothing too special. Nothing. The only thing cool about it was that there was a small platform this time, and they only had to lay in one bag. But not. I'm going to say this is not the challenge that I like. I like the immunity challenge a lot more than this reward challenge. But yeah, they won. Sebastian finally won. Sebastian finally won, and I don't know. He still didn't get a lot of screen time. Sebastian never gets any screen time because I don't think he's that interesting. He's that interesting of a character. But he did choose all of the boys, which I don't know if that was a good move or a bad move. Leaving the girls back at camp to kind of strategize. Obviously, at the end, it paid off for them, but I don't know in the long run if it's going to pay off. He picked Dominic, Wendell, and Donathan. And they went and had the food while all the girls were complaining back at camp, trying to make this alliance to vote out Wendell, which I think was a smart move try to get Wendell out now would have been a much smarter move than getting rid of Chelsea. So I don't know what Laurel is thinking, really. I mean, you get rid of Wendell and then you're in more of a power position rather than being in that backseat role. They got back on the reward. Dominic was trying to get Donathan and Sebastian in line and it was so tough because Donathan was playing like wishy-washy. It was so tough to see which way he was going to lean. And when he got to tribal, it was even worse. But we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so part of Sebastian winning was he had the option to. I'm sorry, I messed up. On the reward, Kellen was definitely the most upset that Wendell kind of chose to go and then wasted just a spot with a loved one. So Sebastian, since he won, he could have chose somebody to send him to Ghost Island. But the cool thing about Ghost Island is there was a guaranteed advantage there, and they told you before he went. So he gave the option to the people that he chose, and Wendell was like, you know what? I'm going. I'm taking that advantage, and Pops is going to understand. And that pissed Kellen off. She lost it, which I love. I love watching her lose it. I don't think she has a chance in hell at winning this game. Even if she makes it to the finals, there's zero chance she has at winning, and I don't think she's going to make it. But at least she's an interesting character to watch, and I like interesting characters. So on Ghost Island, Wendell actually got to practice the immunity challenge, which was Malcolm's final immunity challenge. Yes, which was Malcolm's final immunity challenge from season 25, where he had 2 chances to balance it. So I think that Wendell had a huge advantage here with being able to practice and way beforehand and know what was coming and be comfortable with it and have a second chance, and he still blew it. I don't get it. I don't get how you have that advantage. And it's not just the advantage of having a second try, but it's the advantage of practicing the whole time you're on Ghost Island. Like, if you weren't practicing the whole time you were there, what were you doing? And if you practiced for that long, why did you suck so bad at it? Huh, Wendell? Hit me up on Twitter. Let me know. So ultimately, it wasn't worth it for him because it didn't pay off, but I think it was the right move. I think it's the right move to take the advantage and always give yourself that advantage in the game. I think it was the right move. And then I don't know if I could have given enough time with Diana for that, though. Excuse me. I don't know if I could have given up time with Diana for that, though. Who they met at the meeting won't affect their decision making. So Zachariah said, calm down about the boost thing. Who they met at the meeting won't affect their decision making. I think you're absolutely wrong about that. I think you're 100% wrong about that. I think when you talk strategy with someone who's not in the game and you give them an outside opinion, you tell, I mean, they didn't show a lot of it, but you know that they're talking strategy with them. You say, okay, this is what I've got so far. You get an outside opinion, and that means a lot. And if you have the right person with you, that could change everything. And the boost of having somebody that you truly love, I don't know if you've watched the past seasons, but it's definitely made a difference in the seasons past. You definitely have the right to disagree, but if you watch the seasons past, it's definitely made a difference in the winners. Go back and watch who wins, and go back and see how many of the loved ones that they got to hang out with. And then come back here and tell me that it doesn't make a difference. Eh? All right. So at the immunity challenge, they had to hold the balance the ball on these pegs, and they got wider and wider. Which I like these challenges because they are pretty much fair for everyone. It's not a strength challenge. It's not an endurance challenge. It's not a balance challenge, which tend to favor certain people. Strength challenges favor men. Balance challenges favor women. Endurance challenges actually favor women. So I think this is one that's pretty even across the board, so I like this challenge. Wasn't expecting Dominic to win, though. I love his game, his gameplay, but I don't think he's been strong on challenges. But he stepped up and he's got 2 immunities. So what the hell do I know? I raced on Amazing Race. Shut up about Survivor. Some people have said that to me, but I've watched Survivor just as long as I've watched Amazing Race. But anyway. So down at Tribal Council, let's get to Tribal Council. Tribal Council was pretty dramatic because of Donathan. I think without Donathan, this would have been a pretty boring Tribal Council because he had everybody, literally from the first time he spoke, he had everybody looking around like, what? Who do I trust? What do I do? What am I going to do? And the way he made it sound was like he was going to like backdoor Wendell, which I think would have been a smart move for him. But Donathan was the key to this whole episode, and I like that. But you know what I don't really like? Sebastian. Has Sebastian had any one-on-ones? Has Sebastian had any confessionals? Because I don't remember seeing Sebastian talk at all in any confessionals this season. I'm sure he has 1 or 2, but I don't remember it at all. And it's probably because he's smoking whatever he's finding on that island because he's constantly looking high. So there's a lot of blindside talk. The women was trying to get Donathan to sway to jump on their side, and Donathan and the men were trying to get Donathan. So he's in the swing position, which can be a strong position if he plays it right. The next 2 weeks are crucial for Donathan and his gameplay. And from what we see coming up, he's going to step his game up a little further, which I really appreciate. So Donathan and Laurel were the 2 people that were kind of on the fence. Everybody else knew where they were voting. I mean, we never knew where Sebastian was voting because they never show him or him talking about voting, but you kind of figured he would hang with the dudes, especially after picking them in the channel for the reward. Laurel, I wasn't sure which way she was going to vote. Donathan, I wasn't sure which way she was going to vote, which I love when you're not sure what's going to happen at these challenges. I mean, at the tribal councils. But Donathan definitely put it all out there. He said there's cracks and there's a lot of people talking from both sides. And when it all came down to it, though, all the boys stuck together, and Laurel actually stuck with the boys and voted, and Chelsea is gone. So I don't know if, I mean, Chelsea was the right person to get rid of at this point, but I think Wendell would have been, I mean, I'm rooting for Wendell, so I don't want him to go home, but I think he should have been the vote to go home tonight for sure. But he survived, and because he survived, I think they're pretty dangerous moving forward. Wendell and Dominic. Hopefully, it seems Dominic's been pretty loyal from the beginning, so hopefully he sticks with that. Because I like Dominic, I like Wendell, I like Donathan. I'm liking Laurel a little bit. Those are the four that I'm kind of rooting for and want to win. I think Wendell at this point deserves it the most, but I'm still rooting for Donathan. He's my number one I'm rooting for to win. Who are you guys rooting for? Who do you want to win? What's up, Nate? Man, Nate, you always support me, man. I really appreciate that. For those of you who want to reach out on social media, it's at Justin Classic and the number one. It's pretty much all my social media. So if you want to, or you can use the hashtag Racers Recap, and I will see it no matter where you post it. I kind of check the hashtag all the time. So if you guys ever want to communicate during the week or during the episode, I try to live tweet. The past couple ones I haven't because of moving and a lot of work situations. And because I'm back in radio, I wake up at 3:20 every morning. So I tend to go to bed at like 8:30. So I don't get to watch it live. But I guess on Wednesdays I can live tweet a little bit, but it's not like you guys really care too much about my live tweeting. There's so many people live tweeting Survivor and so many past survivors live tweeting, but I do have fun doing it. So I'll try to get back to it if I could stay awake. Next week looks like there's lots of good drama coming. It looks like possibly Dominic finds an idol. Oh, Lucille. You rock, Lucille. Dominic looks like he possibly finds an idol, and Donathan calls him out on it, which I love. He immediately calls him. He sees it. What was that? And then you see in the confessional, though, Dominic looks like he's kind of joking about. He doesn't look like he's scared or worried about it. So maybe it's like a fake idol. Maybe he's trying to stir up some drama because he tends to do that. He's definitely somebody who's playing this game in a different way than anybody else this season. He's playing in a different way, and I like watching that. I like people who are on Survivor and come to play. Now, granted, all these players that are left could be playing hardcore. That they're just scenes are getting edited out, so it's tough to like call people out on it. But from what we've seen, there's only like 3 people really playing this game right now. The rest of them are just coasting along, waiting to make a big move or do something like that to get the victory. I think when I'm looking at it now, I think the only girl capable of winning right now is Laurel. And I think Donathan, Wendell, and Dominic definitely have a chance at winning. I don't think Sebastian has a chance at winning, even if he makes it to the finals. He hasn't done anything game-wise or strategy-wise to deserve a victory. But somebody else could piss him off, could piss off the jury, and they could just give it to him because they pissed at the other person. But we'll see how it all plays out. It's going to be coming up to a nice steaming. I sense like a big dramatic boom coming very soon in the next week or two. What do you guys think? I enjoyed this episode a lot. I think the past 2 episodes have been really good. And that's how Survivor does it sometimes. It kind of started off good, got a little slow, and now it's starting to pick up steam again, and it's going to really build to a strong final. Still kind of pissed that I just moved to Knoxville, Tennessee, and my boy Michael from Knoxville, Tennessee gets voted out as soon as I get here. Still pissed about that. I wanted to see him play, man. 18 years old, that boy's got a lot of game in him. He's probably going to be back, though. Great-looking dude. He played a great game. Fans loved him, so he's probably going to be back, so I don't feel too bad for him. 2 weeks left for the finale, and then the reunion special for the winner. Dun, dun, dun. I got invited to the finale party with Mama C, but don't think I'm going to be able to go because of my job, which sucks because I would really like to go to this finale since it's the first season that we're doing recaps of it, but that's okay. I'll probably get to see all of them at a convention, a charity event in Florida later this year. All right, guys, I'm not going to hold you guys up. I do appreciate each and every one of you for coming to hang out. Sorry Mama C couldn't be here. Sorry I missed last week. We'll try to do better. I do appreciate every one of you for taking the time out of your day to hang with me. Those of you who chime in, I really appreciate that as well. Thank you so much. If you want to give a little thumbs up, a like, a subscribe, you want to share it, you want to tell people about it, even if you want to say, hey, watch this guy, he sucks, that's cool. I'll take the suck views. You can thumbs down me if you think I suck. I appreciate the views. I don't do this for the money. Again, during Amazing Race season, I make $30 a month. During Survivor season, I make about $15 to $10 a month. So I'm not doing this for the money. I do it because I love it, just like you guys. And obviously, you wouldn't be sitting around watching this if you didn't love it as well. So again, thank you. I appreciate you. Hasta la vista, baby. I will see you next week. Mama C will be back, and I'm going to work on a special guest, another ex-survivor, maybe a winner, an ex-survivor winner. I think we need to step this up. I need to make up for missing a week. Love you guys. Peace.